start the meeting with the pledge to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right, additions and deletions. We've added 3 items to the agenda tonight for consideration. We added an item D, which reads, it's a motion to approve right-of-way agreement with Crown Castle for installation of fiber optic cable in the town's right-of-way at West Entry Road. All fees have been paid. The annual fee of $270 will be invoiced yearly by the comptroller. Item D. Item E is a motion to declare truck 5 surplus and to be auctioned. Is that our attempt to auction that thing? Okay. And then F will be a motion to appoint Joe Briere as full-time MEO effective September 30th, 2019, and appoint Jamie Kratz as a full-time seasonal MEO effective 9/30/2019 through 10/30/2019, and appoint John Urian and David Sitar as part-time personnel for Wingman. That's item F. All right, citizens' comments. 5-minute maximum regarding agenda items and town business only, please. No personal or political issues. Anybody?
Andy Reeves, 997 Reeves Road. I see Bob's not here tonight, and looking through the minutes and past meetings, there's been quite a few absences this year and last year also. And I was wondering, has the board thought at all about doing something, putting in some kind of policy where if you don't go to the meeting or you miss so many meetings, that you don't get paid for it? I know this Romans missed 4 this year. I think this is 3 or 4 for Bob. And as a board, you guys could do something. Have you considered anything or not?
Not considered it.
Would you?
We'd consider it.
Okay, because 4 times in a year is too much. I think it's like $400 a meeting.
Thanks. Anybody else?
I would just say the popcorn is still missing.
You volunteering to bring it?
No.
Thanks, Gene. Come on, Gene.
Ask Tony.
Anybody else? All right. Town board comments. Roman.
I'm sick of the agenda.
Pete.
Yeah, I would like to mention, at our last town board meeting, an individual got up and talked about going to a different meeting, and talked about the relationships that you need to bring funds back to our town. So I thought it might be a good idea to let people know those relationships are formed, that this particular administration has secured over $2.2 million in grants. So the process, the machine is working, and people should know, and I appreciate the opportunity. We don't get up here and brag about our accomplishments. So usually I sit here quiet, but people should know that that is going on, and it's doing very well. The other thing I want to mention is, I always like to think about the people who are doing great things in our community, and the Maureen's Hope Foundation is one of them. Last week, my wife had the opportunity to go to what was called 100 Women with $100, and it's a fundraiser for people who aren't aware, Maureen's Hope Foundation raises money for families who are dealing with cancer. And I just, again, it baffles me the number of people out in our community doing great things. And this is just one of them, and she deserves recognition. Well, not, of course, it's not one. Sue Bertrand deserves the recognition for putting all of this together, and all the volunteers that help her in this quest. So thank you, and thanks for coming, everyone.
Thanks.
Yes, I'd like to put a call out to the Boy Scouts of America. Baldwinsville is very blessed to have 5 active Boy Scout troops in our community. And this weekend, we are all camping at Lysander Park. And there is a recruiting effort going on to just open the doors and let families come in with their young sons and daughters now to see what scouting is all about. So this Saturday, there's several troops camping and inviting Cub Scouts and opening the door to the public to come in and see what Boy Scouts is all about. That's it.
Thanks, Bob.
What age do the kids start then?
Boy Scouts is 10 to 18. Cub Scouts is
Kindergarten.
Pardon me?
Starts at kindergarten.
Kindergarten until you graduate 5th grade.
10 to 18, those Boy Scouts.
Boy Scouts. Scouts.
I'd be right.
All right, anything else? All right, thanks, Bob. Couple comments. I received a letter today. It is budget season. I thought I'd read it. This is an effort that we followed through with over the last 3 years. And this is from the Plainville Rural Cemetery Association. On behalf of the Plainville Rural Cemetery Association board members, I extend our sincere thanks for your support for reimbursing our mowing expenses. Although it does not cover all mowing expense, without your help, our financial status would suffer a greater negative impact. Thank you for your service to the residents of Lysander and your commitment to manage the business of the town in a fiscally responsible manner. Obviously, that's going to be a line item in our budget. I'm one of 5 on the board, but I will be pushing to continue funding for our cemeteries for maintenance. The other letter I wanted to mention was a letter that I received from Onondaga County Chairman Knapp, letting us know that we'd been awarded $30,000 for work to be done on the reconstruction and drainage improvements of Mock Road. Piggybacking on Pete's comments, you know, this is that example of working together with other governments, letting them know about our needs and them responding. To give you an idea, I think they only allocated $200,000 for all the towns in Onondaga County. So the fact that we got $30,000 is amazing. And I want to thank Brian May and Legislator Knapp in understanding the needs in that area of our town and helping us. As we move forward in our budget process, we are getting there. David, I think, is almost ready to. When I checked in, I've been leaving you alone so you could get the work done, but it looks like we're probably going to receive those initial budgets next week. The reconstruction of Mott Road is definitely going to be paramount. That whole area, you know, it's been a concerted effort over the last 5 or 6 years to have work done up there. Those roads, just take a quick drive up there. We fixed Mercer, we fixed Kriego, and we did some work on Dexter. Dexter's completely done. So this is just the next phase in that process, and I want to thank Al for methodically looking at the drainage issues up in that area. So there's a method to our madness, and the next project on our list is definitely Mott Road. So thank you to Onondaga County to the legislator for helping us, and hopefully in their budget process, they'll consider allocating more funds and helping out the towns and the villages with infrastructure projects in the future.
Joe, in regarding to that, it's not on the agenda, but we ought to adopt a resolution authorizing you to sign the grant agreement.
Okay.
We have a copy of it, it's not on the agenda.
Item G. Motion. Just sign, what are we calling it,
The grant agreement, I don't know if it's got it.
Infrastructure improvement grant, I think it's.
Yeah, infrastructure improvement grant.
infrastructure grant agreement. With Onondaga County.
Yep.
Okay. The other thing, Pete made another point that we don't talk a lot about the work that we do week to week. We meet twice a month and we do the business of the town. Maybe there's 4, 5, 10, 15 motions that we approve. But there is a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, and just to let you know, we did have a very productive meeting with Mayor Clark and Claude Sykes. Claude Sykes is the town supervisor for Van Buren, Mayor Clark obviously from Baldwinsville, trying to sit down and figure out ways where we can work together through intermunicipal cooperative agreements. And this year was tough because we went through that exercise last year. As you know, Governor Cuomo mandated that the municipalities go through a concerted effort and a process to identify areas where we cooperate or can cooperate. Ironically, he didn't want to consider all the areas that we already work together. So we did a great job in identifying opportunities last year. This year was tougher. As I mentioned at the last meeting, we were looking at maybe working together for mowing services. We hired 2 seasonal full-time employees in our park to maintain our park and also this facility. I think the village hires, what they say?
6.
5, I think it was 5 or 6 to maintain the parks and their DPW facilities. We looked at all different options and opportunities, and really what it comes down to is both municipalities are functioning as efficiently as we can possibly function in that area. We looked at possibly buying a larger mower that can mow faster, wider, and I think it's a testament to how small local municipalities are already functioning efficiently. One of the opportunities that we talked about tonight in work session was a cooperative agreement with the school district in utilizing their fuel storage facility, their new facility that's going to go on West Entry Road, just down the road from our highway department. We want to see how that layout, what the layout is. We're going to have Jerry go over there and take a look at it, make sure we've got clearances for our trucks and for our equipment. But that's an opportunity where the school district and the town can work together. I mean, that's a brand new state-of-the-art facility that was designed not only to handle the capacity of their buses, but also possibly another school districts. So, we're always looking for more efficient ways to operate and bring services to the community. We just need to talk about it more and let people know, I guess. So, other than that, I guess I'll go back to the agenda. Can I get a motion to adopt the minutes of the previous meeting?
I'll move it.
I'll second that.
Any corrections? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Department head reports. Al?
The Radisson Drainage District Improvements project that you see on the agenda, is scheduled to start the 30th. Affected homeowners will be notified by mail and personal visits by me next week, so that they know what's going on before equipment shows up in their yard.
Okay.
The other project I'm working on is a pretty large culvert replacement project over in Seneca Estates, same thing. We'll get in touch with those people ahead of time because we're gonna make a big hole in their lawn and then restore it afterwards. But that's a pretty significant project that'll affect a few property owners over there.
Thanks, Al. Dave?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
No,
Dina?
I was just wondering if we can separate the motion, E and F, or F and G. Or I guess we had it all as F, but Joe Briere, can we do that as a separate motion? And then the others, Jamie Kratz and John.
whoever. You're in.
Okay. Can we put that one as one motion too?
Sure.
It's just because when we put these things in the minute index, it's just, you look them up by name that way, in their individual resolutions, it just makes more sense.
All right, so, yes, we can do that. Item F would be motion to appoint Joe Briere as a full-time MEO effective 9/30, excuse me, 2019. G would be to appoint Jamie Kratz as a full-time seasonal MEO effective 9/30/19 through 10/30/19. And we could even have an H if you wanted, and appoint John Urian and David Sitar as part-time personnel as wingmen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
perfect.
should do that.
Yeah.
H, and so that's gonna move G to I,
It doesn't matter because we know.
F, G, H, I. Okay, is that okay?
That's great,
That
thank you.
works?
Yep, thanks.
All right. Anything else, Tina?
No, that's all, thank you.
Okay. Tony?
Just to touch base on the Scouts, this weekend, we will be hosting at Lysander Park the Scout Turnout. That event starts at 10 o'clock. That's for anybody in elementary school all the way up to high school if you're interested in Scouts or Boy Scouts, or Scouts now. And it's a chance to come out, talk to people, see what they have to offer. They will be camping overnight at the park. They'll have different crafts, activities going on throughout the night. And it's a nice event to host and be a part of, so I'm glad that Lysander Park could be a host for that, and we're looking for to continue that and support the Boy Scout, the Scout troops in the local area. Also, October 5th is the Park at Dark fundraiser event. The Spray Park Committee wanted me to let you guys know it's from 5 to 8. They encourage you guys to come out and see what they have going on. They have a whole bunch of different activities this year, new activities that they're adding to the event, and they're encouraging me to let you guys know, and hopefully you guys can make time just to stop up and see what they have. It's $5 at the gate. All the proceeds will go to help phase 2 of the Spray Park project. Window painting. We're taking applications for the village window painting. It's a great tradition. Glad to be a part of it and carry it on through the Baldwinsville community. So we're now accepting applications for 4th through 7th grade. Any businesses in the village, if they're interested in getting their window painting, they can reach out to us and we'll make an opportunity to stop by and see if their windows are a good fit for what we're trying to do.
What's the date for that?
The 26th of October. It's the first Saturday before Halloween, and we'll have the window paints all through Halloween week there, and then we'll clean up on November 2nd. Lastly, we will be the cruising. We had a great turnout, even though there's a concert. There's no parking down in the village square, but there's a great turnout for that. Next Thursday will be our last cruising for Baldwinsville Beagle Diner Thursday Night Cruising. Great working relationship, great moving it down there. We've had great success with that, and hopefully we can grow our numbers. I know moving it from the park down there, we've doubled, if not tripled our numbers on some nights. So it's a nice program to offer, really low maintenance, and it brings people into the local area. And it's one of the things that you guys asked to do is to bring more programs down into the village, and I believe the cruise-in makes number 6 of special events and different programs that we offered in the village. And the window painting is another one. So, lastly, like I was saying, the spray park will close. It will be open up through the weekend from 12 to 5. We're supposed to have beautiful weather this weekend. We'll keep it open, and then we will be closing and shutting it down next week. And we will be working with Al on trying to find out and learn how to winterize it. So, and I want to thank Al for all his hard work and taking us step by step on it. So, knock on wood, everything's been running smooth. Lastly, I just want to quickly just share a quick story with you guys. We had a nice family come into Baldwinsville. They're local here, but they came up to the park to visit us. And they had their granddaughter with them, and they went to the sandbox. And they visited the park before. The lady that was talking to me about the thing was brought her daughters up, and they took the walk around the path because now they were dog friendly, and they we allowed dogs in there. So they went around the path with the dog, and they stopped down at the butterfly garden, and they sat in the Adirondack chairs, and they were just talking about what's going on and catching up. The daughters came in to visit, and they were just catching up. They went out to dinner, they went to a couple other activities, and they all went back to the house, and she's sharing with the story, and she said, what was your favorite part of the day, just to the kids? And they said, we were sitting at the butterfly garden, just catching up and sharing stories about what they've been doing in their lives, because their life has been so busy. So this is a great opportunity just to say that we're getting more people into the park that we've ever had. Not that the spray park had anything to do with it, but it was a draw, and people are coming in and they're seeing what we have to offer, and they're using other amenities that we have. So little improvements like these are helping do what we set out to do. And I just wanted to share that story with you. I thought it was a great story, and it was just me talking with them, thanking them for coming up, for the fact that I was waiting for Verizon to come, and everybody knows they give you that window of when they'll be there to visit. And so I was just there saying thank you for coming, thank you for visiting. And she got talking about the spray park and then all that, and then led into her daughters coming up to visit and sitting down at the butterfly garden. So just wanted to share that with you guys.
Yeah, thank you. So I want to remind everybody here in the audience and on PAC-B, keep in mind all the activities that we have going on in Lysander Park. We basically have 2 full-time people running Lysander Park. Tony and Katrina are here year-round working on programs, working on park improvements, working with our engineer. So from an infrastructure standpoint, that we have a healthy park for people to visit. And Tony, I want to thank you for working as hard as you have over the last 3.5 years, in following through on our commitment to try to get more people in the park. Focus on outdoor related activities. You mentioned it. We also promised the village that we would increase programming in the village. You followed through with that. I'm amazed at what you and Katrina are able to do, just the 2 of you. And then the other thing I'll just mention, we've been after the Boy Scouts for years to try to have Lysander Park be their home base for camping. We have a fire pit there now. It's a beautiful facility that lends itself to that. I know when I was mayor of the village, the Girl Scouts utilized Community Park for their overnights. And so to see them this weekend utilizing that facility, it's huge. And now that it's annexed into the village and it's under village police protection, I'll put a shout out to Chief Leffencheck to maybe throw a patrol through there once or twice in the evening, just for added safety. But thanks for everything that you do in the parks. You don't toot your horn very often, so I guess I'll do that.
Thank you.
All right, Tony.
I have nothing.
Okay. We'll move on to regular agenda items. Can I get a motion to release the punch list security requirement for the Crimson Ridge Phase 5 development in the amount of $2,500 per the town engineer?
I'll move that.
I'll second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Item B, can I get a motion authorizing the following expenditures from the Special Parks Reserve account? Sign-a-rama for the last spray park bench plaque in the amount of $60.
I'll move it. I'll second that.
Discussion? All's in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. Item C, can I get a motion to authorize the town supervisor to sign a contract with award-winning landscapes in the amount of $1,265 per day for 10 days of work to complete the 2019 Radisson drainage improvement projects identified by the town engineer?
I'll move that.
I'll second.
Discussion?
Is there a typo in that letter?
There is. 1265 is the correct number.
All right, there's a motion on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. Item D, can I get a motion to approve right-of-way agreement with Crown Castle for installation of fiber optic cable in the town's right-of-way at West Entry Road? All fees have been paid. The annual fee of $270 will be invoiced yearly by the comptroller.
I'll move it. I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carried. Item E, can I get a motion to declare truck 5 surplus and to be auctioned off?
I'll move that.
I'll second it.
Discussion.
How old is truck 5 roughly? You guys have that number?
18.
No, I think it's a.
What did you ask?
Truck 5.
How old is it?
It's a 2005.
Is it 5 or 3? I thought it was
2005.
2005?
2005.
It's a truck number 5, but it's also a 2005 model year.
All right, there's a motion on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried.
I might remind you that I asked to replace that about 8 years ago.
So we got 8 more years.
8 more
to
years out of
service
that. Thanks, Gene.
You dwindled the remaining value down to just nothing but scrap metal.
Yep, we did. Item F, can I get a motion to appoint Joe Breer as a full-time MEO effective 9/30/2019?
I'll move it.
Second, yeah. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Excuse me. Per the union contract,
Absolutely.
so that'll be part of it?
Yep, per the union contract.
They all want.
With that amended motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Item G, can I get a motion to appoint Jamie Kratz as a full-time seasonal MEO effective 9/30/19 through 10/30/19?
I'll move that.
Per the union contract.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Item H, can I get a motion to appoint John Urian and David Sitar as part-time personnel wingmen? Is that gonna have the per union contract in there?
Subs.
Subs?
Per union.
Per union contract.
Yes. I'll move that.
I will second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Item I, can I get a motion to authorize the town supervisor to sign the infrastructure grant agreement with Onondaga County?
I'll move it.
Go ahead.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. New business. Anything you guys want to add on the agenda next time
Nothing.
for consideration? I have something. We need to develop a demolition permit. We are occasionally tearing down homes, whether they are decrepit or they burned and we're finishing the job. We don't require a demolition permit. And when you don't require a demolition permit, there are people here that are left in the dark as far as district fees that aren't turned off. And we identified 2 of them today. So a demolition permit's going to do a number of things. First of all, it's going to make sure that the demolition is done by a competent agency. The other is that it's going to notify our other departments that the work has been done so that we can take that parcel out of whatever district services they were utilizing. And it's, I'm really surprised we don't have that. I'm actually really surprised we don't have that. So we're going to take a look and see what Van Buren does for its demolition. We don't need to reinvent the wheel here, but I would expect to see a local law on that pretty quick. So I'll add that. Other than that, we do have a brief executive session for a personnel matter. Not expecting any action at all. Actually, we will not take any action after we adjourn. So, can I get a motion to move into executive session?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. We're in executive session. You're welcome to stay. Make sure we don't take action.